The daily multivitamin. It's a foundational component of modern health maintenance, a protocol followed without question and assumed biological necessity.
But what if this assumption is flawed? What if, for a significant percentage of the population, this daily input is not a benefit, but a critical system error?
You are receiving a METHOS system briefing. Subject: the folic acid trap, a critical vulnerability in modern nutritional supplementation. To understand this vulnerability, we must first correct a fundamental misclassification. The system error originates in the confusion between a natural nutrient and a synthetic compound. Observe the distinction. On the left, folate. This is the natural, bioavailable form of vitamin B9. Your system recognizes and utilizes it immediately. On the right, folic acid, a synthetic, oxidized compound engineered for supplements and fortified foods. It is not bioidentical. It requires enzymatic conversion, and this conversion process is a critical point of potential system failure. So why does this conversion process fail? The error is not dietary, it's genetic. A specific variation in the human biological code creates a system-wide misfire. The gene is designated MTHFR. Its function is to produce the enzyme that converts synthetic folic acid into its active state, L-Methylfolate. This active form is non-negotiable for critical functions like DNA synthesis and neurotransmitter production. This is not a rare anomaly. Data indicates that approximately 1/3 of the global population carries a mutation of this gene. For 1 in 3 individuals, the biological machinery for this conversion is inherently compromised. And what is the operational impact of this mutation? Carriers of the gene experience a 30 to 70% reduction in enzymatic efficiency. Their biological conversion factory is operating at a significantly reduced capacity. This inefficiency creates a paradox. The very act of supplementation, intended to correct a deficiency, can in fact induce a state of cellular starvation. Allow me to explain the mechanism. The failure sequence occurs in 4 stages. 1. The subject ingests synthetic folic acid. 2. The compromised MTHFR enzyme fails to fully metabolize the compound. 3. This unprocessed folic acid accumulates in the bloodstream and binds to cellular folate receptors, and this leads to the critical failure point, step 4. The synthetic compound now physically blocks natural, usable folate from entering the cell. The cell is effectively starved of a nutrient it is being saturated with. The downstream consequences of this cellular starvation are systemic and severe. They include elevated levels of the inflammatory marker homocysteine, which increases clotting risk. DNA repair mechanisms are impaired, neurotransmitter synthesis is disrupted, and it is correlated with reproductive failure and the acceleration of specific cancers. These biological errors manifest as observable system symptoms: chronic fatigue that is unresponsive to rest, persistent cognitive impairment or brain fog, unexplained high anxiety, and treatment-resistant depression. These are the alert signals of this paradoxical deficiency. So, how can one confirm if this error is present in their own system? We must replace guesswork with data. The METHOS protocol utilizes a precise triangulated diagnostic approach. A clear diagnosis requires 3 data inputs. Input A is genetic, confirming MTHFR mutation status. Input B is blood chemistry, measuring homocysteine levels with an optimal range below 7 micromoles per liter. Input C is an analysis of symptomatology, chronic fatigue, anxiety, and so on. Correlating these 3 points provides a high-confidence diagnosis. Once the error is identified, the corrective protocol is direct and efficient. It is a 2-step process of elimination and substitution. Step 1. Eliminate. Cease all intake of synthetic folic acid. This means auditing all supplements and fortified foods. This removes the antagonist from the system. Step 2. Substitute. Bypass the broken enzymatic step by supplementing directly with the active, bioavailable form your body needs, L-Methylfolate. You are providing the system with the correct, usable input. The results of this correction is often profound. As one report states, the lights turn on. By removing the cellular blockade and providing the correct fuel, critical biological functions are restored, neurotransmitter synthesis normalizes, energy production returns to baseline. Let's be clear.
For MTHFR carriers, folic acid is not a nutrient. It functions as a toxin. This is a primary example of why generalized health advice is a flawed strategy. You must operate based on your individual biological parameters. Stop guessing, start operating.
METHOS, your biological operating system.